What is up, everybody? Today we're going to be talking about the expanded deck list that I might be using at the North American International Championships in the expanded side event. That's right, we're actually going to be getting expanded tournaments. A lot of people didn't play way back when expanded was around. It's actually my favorite format, and coming back to the game, I'm super happy to see that they're still hosting side events for the expanded format. I was thinking about potentially playing Mega Sceptile EX. This is definitely one of my favorite decks. Really like this, but I think it might be just a little bit too slow for the current expanded meta, which is built mostly around Regidrago right now. I was also thinking about maybe even using Gardevoir GX, another mon that I like quite a bit. Very cool. I think it's a little bit slow, but it'd be fun to utilize like fairy energies again. It's been a while since these things have actually been usable, so I was thinking about using Gardevoir GX. Let me know what you think in the comments if one of these might have been decent for an expanded event, or when the last time you played expanded was, and if you actually want to see more expanded content, please let me know, and I'd like to make more. That being said, the deck that I think I'm going to run is actually the deck that I won my very first Pokemon TCG tournament with that rewarded championship points, and that is going to be Massive Eruption Typhlosion from Breakthrough. This is one of my absolute favorite cards. Discard the top 5 cards of your deck. This attack does 80 damage times the number of energy cards you've discarded. This is one of my absolute favorite cards. I have like 4 or 5 different lists on the channel going over how to actually play this card correctly. Really cool stuff. I won my very first tournaments with this thing in the locals level, and I've taken this deck to a couple regionals. I've bubbled day 2 before. It's a very simple deck, and one of the coolest things about it is while it's really easy to play, you get to just look at this. Look at all these fire energy. You get to run an unlimited amount of fire energy and just dump truck them at the top of every single turn and roll your mass eruptions on a single prize attacker for like hundreds of damage. So what I'm gonna do today is just kind of go over the list. If you guys want to use this list yourself, or you have feedback for this list, or ways you think we might be able to optimize it for a brand new expanded meta with maybe some new cards, please feel free to let me know. I still have a few days before I leave for NAIC, so I would definitely be taking those into account. Let's start this off with Cyndaquil. We're going to be starting off with 4 of the Cyndaquil from Breakthrough. Very standard, 60 HP, nothing too spectacular to write home about. This is still probably one of the better Cyndaquils for this one. I don't really think there's anything really to write home about, but Cyndaquil, pretty good card. Maybe you want to use one of the ones from Destined Rivals, like Ethan Cyndaquil or something like that. That might be a thing. Then we don't have any Quillavas, because, that's a little bit too slow. Just rocking 3 of the Breakthrough Massive Eruption Typhlosion. Pretty solid stuff. We're going to be rare candying into these guys every single time. And realistically, even though we're running a single prize attacker deck, if we run out of Typhlosions, we kind of just lose. That being said, we're going to be running Lele's and a couple other things, so they're going to be able to snipe our bench for some other extra stuff. Let's talk about the next little bit that we're going to be running here, because we're not always going to be opening up a Cyndaquil. Sometimes we're going to open up with a Talonflame. This is going to be Talonflame. I think this is also from Breakthrough. Maybe correct me if I'm wrong here, but it has a really good ability. It's going to be Gale Wings here, and it's going to be able to, if it's in your hand when you're starting up, you can set it as your active. It has no retreat cost, and you can Arrow Blitz to really get your engine started. Search your deck for 2 cards and put them in your hand. Very solid card. And then from there, one of the cards you usually like to search for when you play Talonflame is going to be Talonflame Break. I know this is really hard to see. Holy moly, there we go. Really cool about Talonflame Break is if you attach that first energy in Arrow Blitz, you can attach the second energy, Fire Energy, and just go for a massive KO on first turn. If they're trying to play stall with Wobbuffets and other stuff like that, this absolutely breaks them. Very cool tech. I really like the Talonflame Break in this deck. I think it's very underrated. So yeah, it's a cool card that you can just slap onto our already evolved Talonflame. Very cool stuff. I think it really rounds out the whole Talonflame line. After that, we have a couple one-ofs here. The next one-of is going to obviously be Tapu Lele-GX that we're going to need. Tapu Lele-GX is a pretty cool card. Be able to just search your deck for a supporter. This lets you get your Brigette turn 1. This is cruise control for cool. You can Ultra Ball for this guy. Helps you hit your curve. I think it's a very good card. So Tapu Lele-GX definitely be included in the deck. And then the last mon, relatively newer mon, but not that new anymore, still rotated out, is gonna be a Victini Prism Star. This attack infinity says it does 20 damage for each basic entry card in your discard pile, then shuffle those cards into your deck. So basically, after we've used a couple Massive Eruptions, discarded up to 10 to 15 energy, we bring this guy out, attach a couple energies, and just slap back for 200 something damage, and then every single Massive Eruption after that is gonna be only energies, because the only cards left in our deck are going to be energies. So that's how this deck works. Super simple. Let's run down some of the supporters and trainers here. Let's start with the trainers first. We're going to be rocking 4 of one of the best cards in the game, IMO. Going to be 4 rare candies. 4 rare candies basically just evolves my Cyndaquil into Typhlosion here, and it's going to let us just get our engine started. Very solid looking card here. Nothing too spectacular to write home about rare candy. We're going to be rocking 4 Ultra Balls as well. for Ultra Balls. You know, we want these over stuff like Nest Balls because we need to search for like Typhlosions. We need to be able to search for Tapu Lele-s and stuff like that. I think Ultra Ball is going to be a very, very solid addition to the deck. And then up next, the next thing that we have here is for Verse Seekers. I think Verse Seeker is actually still really, really good. It's going to let us basically stack the deck with what we want from the, you know, being able to get like our Mallows, Skylas, other, you know, supporters that we're going to be talking about in just a sec. Very, very cool card. This is like my favorite like trainer in like the game, I think. I really, really like being able to run like a toolbox deck with like a bunch of one-of supporters that you can search through your deck for Tapu Lele, and then just being able to Verse Seeker and get them back into your hand. Like, it's so nice. It just lets you basically pull from your whole deck in like a graveyard mode. It's very, very nice. The last couple trainers we have here are going to be 2 Energy Recyclers. Very, very good card. Recently brought back into Standard. I like this card a lot. Shuffle 5 basic energy cards and just grab pile into your deck. Cool. It's going to load up our eruptions with a lot more firepower. And the last one is actually a new card. It's going to be Unfair Stamp. I think this is actually a pretty good card for this deck. If you KO my Tapu Lele, you KO the Typhlosion, I Unfair Stamp, I potentially donk you down to 2 cards, and then that's like my last little win condition here. Very, very cool card. Unfair Stamp's a very good one right now. Let me know if you think there's a better ace spec for this deck, but I think it's a very solid one. So those are going to be all the trainers. We're going to take a look at supporters right now. Supporters are going to be for Cynthia. Very, very standard. We don't want to run Sycamore on this deck because we don't want to discard all our energy. We always want to be shuffling our energies back into the deck. So we got 4 Cynthia. Shuffle your hand in your deck, draw 6 cards, not too spectacular. We're not really going to be running ends or anything in this deck, but I think Cynthia is good. And then from there, we have a bunch of one-of supporters. We're going to have one of Brigette, one of the best cards in the game here. Search your deck for 3 basic Pokemon, EX or 3 basic Pokemon, sorry, 1 basic Pokemon EX or 3 basic Pokemon, except for Pokemon EX, put them into your bench, shuffle your deck afterward. Very, very cool card. So this searches for all my Cyndaquils. Very, very good. If you can crack one of these on the first turn of every single game, you're going to be in the cruise control for cool spot. Up next, we're going to have Brock's Grit. This is actually a really, really cool card. Shuffle 6 any combination of Pokemon and basic energy cards from your discard pile into your deck. You need to run this Brock's Grit because this is how you get your Cyndaquils, your Typhlosion, as well as your energies back. Very, very cool card. We only need 1 though because we have 4 Verse Seekers. So I think this is very, very good. One of the best decks for this card. One of my favorite cards in the game, actually, Brock's Grit. Very, very cool. Up next is a card you don't normally see that much either, and that's going to be Mallow here. Very, very cool. Search your deck for 2 cards, search your deck for 2 cards, shuffle your deck, then put those 2 cards on the top of your deck. I wonder what we're going to be getting. We're going to be stacking our deck with 2 fire energies, so it's going to make our massive eruption do at least 160 damage. So once we're already in a winning position, we can get a Typhlosion on the board, we can attach an energy to it, and then from there, we're going to Mallow, do at least 160, probably anywhere between like 240 and 320. And then from there, we're just going to Verse Seeker Mallow every single turn and keep putting 2 fire energy on the top of the deck, and that's the cruise control for cool. Last supporter here is going to be Skyla. I don't have my full art Skyla anymore, but search your deck for a trainer card, reveal it, and put it in your hand. Shuffle your deck afterward. I might be able to, I was thinking about like what I could run different here, maybe like an Arven or like something else. I like Skyla, I think it's a good card. I think Arven might be better here, because again, this is like a really outdated deck list, but I don't want to take the energy or like a Pokemon. I don't think I have any tools here. I was thinking what I could run. I don't really have any tools, so there's not really a reason to run Arven. Let me know if you think there's a better card to run than Skyla here. But Skyla's really good because you can like Tapu Lele for Skyla, start your engine up. You know, sorry, Tapu Lele for Skyla, start your engine up, and get everything you kind of need to get going. This is that last little card. Like Skyla could search your deck for those Energy Recyclers. I think that's a really good one. Those rare candies, it's going to be very, very important to use those item cards. And so it sucks taking your support to use it, but that's fine. And then the last thing I think we have here is I think we have like, let me count them. I think they're like 22 or 23. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 fire energy. Holy moly, a third of the deck is energy, and we're just going to be able to go for some absolutely massive eruptions here. Let me know, though, if are there any cards you think I could be adding to this deck to upgrade it. I've used Teammates in the past here. I think I might want to add Teammates back again. I think that says if you get like knocked out with one of your mons in the last turn, search your deck for 2 cards, put them in your hand. I think that's very viable, but you know, let me know what you think we could actually add. This is one of my absolute favorite cards. Hopefully we win a couple of rounds. Hopefully we take some people to the pain cave with, you know, massive eruption Typhlosion, make them put some respect on their name. Let me know if you want to see more expanded content. Let me know if you have any suggestions on any sort of, you know, changes we might be able to make to this deck. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. And other than that, peace out. I'll see you guys next time.